Testing, 1, 2, 3. Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3. Testing. Test. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to our workshop today. We are focusing on begin with the basics, how to establish your baselines. So we're going to be going into a couple of different things, measurements-wise, and also just with cardiovascular strength, things like that, benchmarks of ways to see where you're going, fat loss as well. Hold on 1 second. Are we good, Heather? Okay. Not sure what's going on with the buzzing. Sorry if you hear that. All right, so like I said, we're here to talk about begin with the basics workshop, how to establish your baselines. So we're going to give you the tools that you need for doing that, whether you're doing a program like the holiday Hunger Games that we have coming up, or if you're just starting on your fitness journey or need to re-establish a starting point. And that's basically what it is. A lot of people get so intimidated by doing their measurements or seeing where they are, and it's not something that should be frowned upon or weary of. It's just something that is going to give you your starting point. So think about a race that you would run. So say you're at a 5K and you're at the starting line. There's no judgment of the starting line, right? You get yourself hyped up about the finish line, but the starting line is more of an exciting place. You're getting ready to go on that run. You're getting pumped up for your race. Think about your starting line as these baselines that we're going to go over today as just something to get you pumped up for the journey that you're about to begin. It means nothing else. It says nothing about you. You have to let go any kind of judgment that you're going to have of yourself or looking back at your past. Again, you're meeting yourself where you are today. Not where you were 10 years ago or a couple of months ago or before that surgery, before that child, whatever it is. You're meeting yourself here, and that's the biggest thing with your measurements and your baseline is to stay present and to look at it as a pumped up way to get started on a journey. So having said that, your baseline. So testing as far as cardiovascular goes. So with that, you want to do a 1 mile walk, jog, or run. You can do that on your own. You can use Map My Walk, Map My Run. Nike app has one. Strava is my favorite when it comes to tracking distance. But that's up to you, and you just want to do that as fast as you can, whether it means that you run and walk or you're just speed walking, whatever it is. If you don't want to do that mode of testing your cardiovascular health, then you can also do rowing. That's another thing you can do. Elliptical. But you want to find that distance. Again, 1 mile is a good starting point for that, whether it is doing the bike, the elliptical, or like I said, running, walking. You can do that for free anywhere. You just need to download one of those apps. And a lot of those apps are free. So definitely check into that. So that'll be your baseline. You'll write down cardio. You'll do that 1 mile test, record your time for that, okay? So you want to do meeting yourself where you are, so you want to really try to engage and do that as fast as possible because, again, you'll revisit that later to see your improvement, okay? So next one is strength. So with your strength training, ways that we are going to be looking at your strength is with a push-up test. So again, these are a 1 minute, so you got your 1 mile for cardio, and then these other benchmarks are 1 minute. So that's a 1 minute push-up, 1 minute squat test, 1 minute sit-ups, and then you're going to record all of those. So I would have a sheet of paper, write 1 mile test, cardio, and then write all those down. So strength, 1 minute push-up, 1 minute squat, and then 1 minute sit-ups. You can also do a plank hold if you like, but for this one today we're just going to really focus on sit-ups. If sit-ups are too much for you or too advanced, you can do crunches. Okay, just make sure you keep that the same for your pre as your post whenever you revisit. So anytime that you're doing these kind of baselines, you probably want to revisit it at 6 weeks or later to check in to 12. So with those benchmarks, you don't want to be too close and be monitoring it all the time. You want to give it enough time for change. But remember also, in order to change, we have to practice those movements. So as you go through into this journey of this either program or this new fitness journey that you're on, remember you've got to practice those benchmark things, whether it's weighted squats or doing different other body weight, lower body exercises. You will not get better at something if you don't practice it, right? If you are a basketball player, if you don't practice basketball, you're not going to get any better at your layups, at your foul shots, anything like that. So remember to keep that in mind as you're going through this fitness journey or program. You have to practice those things. So let's go over really quick our push-up real quick. So we've got modification. Your push-up also on the wall is okay. You just go to the wall and you literally push up and down. So let's show you over here real quick. All right, so I'm on the mirror. Arms are about a little bit shoulder distance here. All right. Leaning in our weight towards that wall, pushing down and up. Okay? Down and up. Belly button tight, down and up. All right? Down on the floor, our second modification, our second step up. All right? We're on our knees. What you want to make sure is that you're in a nice diagonal. Your butt's not in the air. This is not a good push-up position, all right? Modification. So we want to have our hips down. Our weight is into our hands, about the length of the mat, maybe a little wider. All right? We're going to come down, chest towards the floor. It doesn't have to be as far as I was going, down and up. What you don't want to do is have your elbows out wide. All right? When you push up, your elbows do not go here. They're slightly back, okay? Think of that. You want to be in line with your chest at the bottom. Okay? All right. Then your full push-up on your toes. Most of you guys know this already. Okay? Down and up. Okay? So, a question you may have is, if I start on my toes, but I can't do on my toes for a whole minute, what do I do? All right, so you start with those on your toes, just like I would instruct you in class. All right, try the hardest first. Try to get till failure. Don't slam your face, but count how many that you do regularly, and then also record those that you have to modify. That way you can still gauge, you know, the way that you progress or get stronger. All right, so that's push-ups. Second one, squat. So I know that our other Cox Fitness Center has broken down some of these exercises for you, but I'm just going to give you the brief little synopsis of these. So your squat position, your heels are on the floor, okay? About hip distance stance. What I see a lot of times are heels lifting off the floor. I'm going to turn sideways for this. Heels lifting off the floor. I mean, I've seen all kinds of variations. So if you're not used to squatting, you wouldn't know what to do. So what I do is tell people, it's just like if you were to go use the restroom. You sit back, and then you come up. Okay? So it's all the way down, all the way up. All right? Getting low. Hips back in space, because that helps when you sit back. All right? Notice my feet, my toes are down. My knees are behind my toes, okay? You want to make sure that you keep those knees behind the toes so that you are not going out of your form and risking any injury on those joints. So if you need to, arms can come up. They can go on your sides or here in the middle. All right? You're doing as many squats as you can. Down and up. All right. Sit-ups. Remember, crunches are another variation that you can do, or you can do that plank hold. I'll go over all that in just a second. All right, so first one, sit up. We're all the way back here. Try not to hit my head. All right, hands are behind your head. If you need to, you can find a way that you can tuck your toes, but I'd rather you try to use your core strength than tuck them under a piece of furniture or have your kid hold your toes. So what you're going to do is you're going to exhale, pull it all the way up, all the way down, all the way up. Okay? If the sit-up is not for you and you can't get past a certain range of motion, crunches. Hands behind your head, chin stays off of your chest, just like in a sit-up. You think of a string that's on your chin. It's coming up and down. So it's like your little puppet, chin going up towards the ceiling, little crunch. You're just doing as many as you can. Elbows out wide as well. All right, exhale as you pull up, whether you're doing that sit-up or the crunch. All right, so that's pretty much the 3 for the 1 minute. If you want to substitute that plank, and you really want to rock out a plank and see your longest plank, you just take your plank position. Our first plank position for our modified, you're on your knees. Again, paying close attention to that diagonal. All right, shoulder blades down the back. Wrists stacked under your shoulders, holding that plank here. All right, another option, up on the toes. You just extend those legs. What you don't want to do is slump, all right? We don't want to put that pressure into our lower back, all right? So we want to have a nice long spine. We also don't want to pike our hips up. If you come out of your plank and your hips go up, that is not a plank. Your time ends if those hips go up, okay? So you want to hold that plank variation until you crumble. You have to come down or those hips go up, all right? You'll record the time that you did your longest plank for a baseline. And if you like to, you can do the sit-up, crunch variation, and plank. Totally fabulous. All right, other variation, you're all the way down, or not all the way down, on your toes, and then on your forearm plank. All right, again, making sure that we're not over here. We're stacking our shoulders right above our elbows, belly button tucked in. Again, hips come up, you break the plank. You have to keep them in line with your spine, maybe slightly a little above. Make sure, again, you're not dropping down. All right, so that's your baselines for strength. All right. So next one are your measurements. This is something that's just going a little more in depth on trying to see where you are, where your starting point is. Some people may not even want to do them, and that's okay. What I suggest, especially for women, is not to be stepping on a scale every single day. If you can do it once a week, fabulous. If you can do it less than that, even better. What I say is, see how you feel in your clothes. See how you fit, not in your skinny little yoga pants or stretchy elastic band. No. Put some jeans on. Jeans will tell you the truth. We may have all been avoiding jeans for the last couple of months, but that'll kind of show you. And keep a pair of jeans that may be tight around for motivation. I want to fit back into these jeans to where they fit well. For men, another thing is belt buckles, or belts, the notches, okay? That's another way to see how you made progress. But again, I like to say try to take away that scale because we don't know what is changing. If we are gaining muscle, it looks like we are gaining weight. Or maybe the scale is not budging at all and we could be putting on muscle and losing fat. So that's where it gets tricky with standing on a scale, seeing a number, and I don't know what that's made of. I don't know if it's muscle or if it's fat or water weight or whatever. Especially for women, we are going through so many things throughout the month that a lot of that can be also fluctuating our water retention, things like that. Hormones are quite interesting. So that's another reason why I try not to encourage my female participants to get on a scale because it's too much of a mind game every day to be seeing that number going here or there or wherever. And And really, when we can mentally let that go and just check in here and there, it might actually help you with your weight loss mentally to release that weight, okay? So that's just a little side bit about stepping on a scale. Okay, rant over. Measurements. So I would grab a lovely little, this one is super little, super thin, measuring tape here. So you'll notice that you have inches and then you have centimeters on the other side. So what I tell people is to do both, really, or if you're not really concerned about inches, do centimeters, because you think it's a smaller measuring unit, so you're going to see results faster, okay, or change faster. So that's why I like to kind of mentally do these tips and tricks, because it really does boost the ego when you see it change, even if it's a smaller unit. Inches may take a little more time. So that's another thing, just a little tip and trick for you with measurements. So there's an 8-site measurement, but we're going to do the 4. So that's your arm, your waist, your hip, and your thigh. Now measurements are going to also, you've got the muscle mass, you've got the fat mass, you've got a lot going on there. So I wouldn't get too attached to those measurements. Again, it's just a baseline. So what I would do is you take all measurements on the right side. So I'm going to show you them all on the right side. If you want to go into more specifics, you can do the right side and the left side. Totes okay. But for today, I'm just going to show you the right side. When I do my measurements, I just do the right side. But you do have differences in your dominant side, your stronger side, and sometimes that is a little surprising. Sometimes I'm right-handed and I have more muscle mass in my left arm. So it's kind of strange, but just to let you know. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your elbow and your shoulder, the top here. We're going to find the midpoint. You will probably need someone to help you, but I'm going to do it myself. Just make sure that when you do it, that you're going straight horizontal around and not dipping under or doing some kind of zigzag. Make sure your tape is all on the same side and not crooked or twisted. Okay, and then you want to make sure you take your number down. Okay, so then you'd write it down, right arm, blah, 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 blah. All right, so that's your arm. You take it right in the middle there, from elbow, top of the shoulder. All right, second one is waist. All right, so you want to think about your waist. Where is the innermost part of your waist? All right, so you're going to take here, the measuring tape, take it around town, and then find that, you can use a mirror as well, that innermost dip into your waist. Okay. Also, no flexing, no sucking in. This is a starting point. That is it. We are not trying to make the best, skinniest little whatever. No. Do not flex, do not suck in. Just relax like you would going throughout your day. Okay? Measure it, take that down. Next one, hip. All right, hips. We're going to the widest part of the hips. So you go around the buttocks, all right? And you want to go around the widest. I'm going to turn so I can see in the mirror. The widest part. Don't go under the butt. And make sure again that you're not coming up and around the back or up here and then down here. Make sure you want to try to go around equally throughout. That's why it might be good to have someone help you with this, but you can also do it on your own. Okay, and just make sure you remember when you do test out again that you use the exact same protocol for each spot that you're doing. All right, so then you record that hip. All right, then thigh, what you want to do is we want a 90-degree bend in our knee. We're going to relax that leg as best as we can. Shake it out a little bit. Then you're going to find the middle point between your top of your patella here to the iliac, or well, to the bend right here, the fold right in your leg, middle, and you're going to give it a nice little measurement there. Okay. Again, going around, making sure you don't dip at certain areas, and then you're going to record it. Okay? Bam. So again, if you want to do that on the right side and the left side, totally okay. That's more specific info that you can get. And you'll see sometimes that there is quite a difference between the two. So maybe you do need to work on strengthening your left side a little more, or your right side. So that's pretty much it for your measurements. Like I said, the best time to remeasure is probably 6 weeks or later. For the program that we're going to be doing, we're going to do a test in at week 1 and then a test at week 8. So, so that's a good amount of time. A lot of people are like, well, when will I see change? Or it's different for everyone. And some people hold on to fat and don't change as fast as other people. Metabolism-wise, hormones-wise, stress, cortisol. Whoa, that hormone will hold on to some stuff. So if your stress is high, it's going to be hard to lose weight. Sleep also. You need sleep to make sure that you are losing weight and getting enough rest. Because sometimes if we're doing too much, we're trying, it's not good because our body is under stress and it's not having time to recover. Recovery is very important. So that's pretty much it for our begin with the basics, how to establish your baselines. If you guys have any extra questions, please feel free to email me. It's amy.bush, B-U-S-H, at coxautoinc.com. So let me know if you have any extra questions or just want to pick my brain about anything health-related, fitness, wellness. I'm here for you guys, so please reach out. Also, just to put a plug in for our holiday Hunger Games that are coming up, you guys who are participating in that program, you will need to be watching this workshop to start it off. And it is a 8-week, so if you haven't signed up already, the sign-ups in tomorrow, Friday. And you can sign up individual as tribute, or you can sign up as a district, which is we like 3 to 5 people. And if you sign up as district, you automatically sign up as an individual as well. So you can win either individually or as a team. First place grand prize for our individuals is a $50 Amazon gift card, a personal blender, and a foam roller. And then for our top team is a duffel bag, Cox Wellness duffel bag, and a water bottle. So how we determine points, you are challenged every week. You will have a coach like myself, who you will be, like a lifestyle coach, who you'll be talking to. You'll be checking in once a week, whether it's via email or phone. You'll do your fit test, which is the beginning. You'll do a post test. Those are for points as well, where you'll do, you don't have to do the measurements part. It's just mainly the strength and the cardio protocols. And then you will also be challenged each week to do 4 days of activity, 30 minutes or more each day. That could be walking for 30 minutes. That could be jogging, CrossFit, your workout with your kids. Movement is what we're looking for. We're not looking for house cleaning or anything like that. That's physical activity. We want exercise, something a little outside of those little day-to-day movements. We just want to get you moving and challenged throughout the holidays, because that's usually when we're a little more sedentary, we're sitting around a little more, eating a little more, filling our plates full of delicious food. So that's what this program is all about, is to keep you moving and also keep you motivated with different workshops that you'll be challenged to watch each week as well, challenging you with portion control, with setting your goals, staying motivated, other things that we are really going to need, not only from working remotely, but now that the season is changing and the holidays. Holidays are hard for some people, especially this year with election, all these things. So we're here to help you through that with our workshops, with challenging you to stay moving. And you do get bonus points for taking 2. If you want to take 2 classes that we have on this channel each week, you'll get bonus points for that. So you get an individual score, as well as if your team, we just take everyone's individual score, add it together, average it out with the participants in your team, and that's your team score. So if you do have any other extra questions about that, again, I'm your girl. Hit me up, amy.bush at coxautoinc.com if you want to sign up or know more information. We do have a huge workshop or lunch and learn with our registered dietitian. That's part of that. It's called Navigating Nutrition While Working Remotely. trying to tell you how you can set up your day successfully with eating at home. Some of us are overeating, some of us are not eating at all because we're so busy. So she'll be going over ways, tips and tricks to navigate that lovely remote work that we are doing and staying away from the fridge, or maybe stepping into the fridge and making something healthy. So don't miss that as well, November 17th. It's part of the program, but you can attend that and not do the program if you like. So my spiel is over. Thank you guys for joining me today. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. Over and out. Have a great day.